Just wanted to show y'all my new whip. Yeah, we up there in the skies. Y'all be looking stupid talking about y'all can't move when y'all notice us. Like, we don't be doing nothing but hovering up there. Most of the time we eating and forget y'all can see us. I just can't, bro, you humans are gullible. Oh, it's the government, lol. Nah, it's us, for real. Got some of y'all recording saying I'm scared to y'all's husbands. Like, if we wanted to get y'all wouldn't even know it. Oh my God, babe, it's a UFO. Nah, it's a bird. I seen one where the guy was freaking out about seeing us in the sky, trying to point a laser at us. Not gonna lie, we zapped the fuck out of him. We don't play that. Oh, the Miami incident with the alien, y'all remember that? Yeah, that wasn't me, that was another species, so stop saying it was us. We got spaceships, why use a portal? We had the military chasing us, and I'm like, bro, y'all can't keep up if we put this hoe in overdrive. Y'all would be like, come in command, we lost it in a blink of an eye.
Video from Jerry Seinfeld popped up, where he said both of his parents are orphans. So then he said that, right? And then on another interview, he was like, yo, my dad was an incubator baby on display in Coney Island. And the guy started laughing. Jerry was like, no, I'm serious. Then the guy kept laughing more. He was like, no, but I'm serious. So I'm like, oh, what the? I'm like, what world do I?
All right, now, Pops, I want you to tell me again what you was just telling me about your dad back in the 1800s.
When he was running the railroad, or before the railroad?
Before the railroad.
He used to walk over to Africa, over to off the Gulf of Mexico, back down to South America.
So what you're saying is that in the 1800s, people were still walking over to Africa.
Into America. Before it was America, it was Indian land.
And the Indians looked like what when they were coming over here?
Blackfoot Indians was
here. You see, this is why I keep telling everybody, you gotta talk to the people that have a little bit more seniority over you about these matters rather than going to these history books, because the history books don't match up to it.
Okay, y'all. I'm downtown in Pioneer Place, and you know they say keep Portland weird, right? And this is exactly why they say keep it weird. Look, this is downtown, outside, where kids walk by. Whatever, I love Oregon, but that's why.
Bigger in Texas because the Giants was over there in Texas. Y'all want everything to be big in Texas, but the Giants. And then we got the New York Giants as well. See, they leave imprints to where they was in certain areas, or you know what I'm saying?
Today's been a shit show. I lost my vape, Wu-Tang the Roach by accident, and threw up my carne asada tacos from lunch. I feel like shit.
Woo, holy shit. Some old bag at the gas station left the keys in the truck, so we just went GTA on this shit.
Look what I found, fuckers.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie, when I see stuff like this, I don't think this is a mistake. I really believe that melanated people are extraterrestrials, and I believe wherever there's the sun, there are melanated beings. You know what I'm saying? So if you look at his face, it looked like it was meant to be that way. You know what I'm saying? So it got to be in his DNA. It got to be something more divine than what we perceiving it as. That's what I think.
Groups like this Nordic group. There is an African-looking group. There is a Polynesian-looking group. I think we're going to find very few of these extraterrestrials are Caucasian or blonde-haired, blue-eyed, like a lot of people depict. Many of our cosmic cousins from the local 52 star cluster are people of color. And when we get to a point to our cosmic cousins actually visiting and integrating with us, we are going to be forced to deal with some of our petty racist programs.
Spills the beans on black.
I've heard from people in the Pentagon that the buzzword in the secret of secrets in the Pentagon is the Sumerian gods are returning, and that's what they're referring to as that whole area that Peter's.
Wow! Can you repeat that again, just in case anybody missed it? The buzzword
in the Pentagon, in the the military circles that are in the know about the cover-up here, they kind of in whispered tones talk about the return of the Sumerian gods. And they're talking about the what we would call aliens or fallen angels returning into the Middle East, into Old Sumer area. The Anunnaki.
At that time, I didn't know.
What do you think
We
now?
have been in touch with the Anunnaki.
Okay. And are you aware of the Clark McClelland sort of testimony that talks about, you know, this very, very tall spaceman do you remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So that was an Anunnaki, right?
Say again?
That was an Anunnaki. That was supposedly Clark McClellan always said that he saw this very large, tall being instructing a couple of our astronauts on television screen.
Mm-hmm.
That was.
Well, if the beings he's talking of were almost like black Africans, yeah.
There is one image there that shows black people getting off.
So people with dark skin getting off.
Dark.
Black skin.
Really black.
Were they tall? Very tall. How tall? Do you know?
Well, they got up the
Well, what?
They say 7 feet would be.
Long before the craft began appearing over his backyard. This amazing video footage shows a glowing disc approximately 9 feet in diameter hovering just feet from his house. In a blink of an eye, the craft disappears. Once the footage is slowed down, we can clearly see the craft dematerialized frame by frame.
I said, you want me to prove you that they exist? I took hundreds of them to the mountains and said, now watch, they're going to come from that direction. And I called them and they came, and they hovered above them. They saw with their own eyes. I told them what to chant, and they chanted, and the ship came close, beamed light, and took off. I said, those people are waiting to take you.
Peace to all of the divine primordial deities. Now, we're going to skip the introduction and get straight into it. Trump is trying to build a golden dome. What does that put you in the mind of? Now, let's get deep. The Anunnaki needed gold to repair their atmosphere because why? Their atmosphere was dying. And what happens to an atmosphere that is becoming depleted and is starting to what they call die? It becomes unstable. Now, remember when I told y'all that our atmosphere is shifting, which means that the electromagnetic field is changing and the atmosphere is charging up? And what plays a role in that? The sun. And when the atmosphere becomes unstable, those who do not have the mark of the beast, which is carbon, will become eliminated because the sun is going to take out many, and I mean many. There will be deaths on top of deaths. History is starting to repeat itself because Trump is doing what the Anunnaki did before. Y'all think that the Anunnaki has left. The Anunnaki has always been here. This is why they're trying to pull what they did before on their last planet, or what they call planet Nibiru. They needed the gold because the atmosphere was becoming unstable. And when that happens, shit heat up. It means that they couldn't withstand the sun. But y'all can keep thinking y'all the Anunnaki though. Let's go. What does gold do? It reflects, which means that we, which is the carbon beings, the chosen ones, will not be able to receive the full sun or the full moon because they're going to have us inside of a dome, which is going to cause all type of mental illnesses and sicknesses because we need the sun and the moon. This is why they want to black out the sun or dim the sun, because the sun is killing them, which is your earthly creation, which is your Gentiles and heathen nations. See, they are up against a race, against the sun, and us getting our powers back. And they're trying to stop us from getting our powers back and trying to stop or save the little bit of atmosphere that they have by creating this dome, this golden dome. As they see that our atmosphere is starting to become unstable, just like how it did on Nibiru. So they're trying to create this dome, golden dome, before it fully take effect. By trapping us in here, stopping us from receiving the sun and the full moon, from us getting our activation. They think they slick. This is why Trump stated that he got 3 years and it should be created within the 3 years. But they might not make it to 3 years because our atmosphere has completely shifted and it's completely charged up, and the electromagnetic field is different. Which means, I said this before, it's going to come a time where they're not going to be able to rule on the surface. Why? It's because that atmosphere is going to be different, which is going to be unstable, which is good for us because that means that it gets hotter and hotter and hotter. But for them, that hotter and hotter kills them because they don't have carbon, or what you would call the filter, which is the pineal gland to filter out that radiation, and they don't have the internal thermometer, which is carbon, which means that you're going to have spontaneous combustions and people frying like vampires in front of the sun and getting burnt up rapidly at a fast pace. Everybody keep talking about, oh, the Anunnaki coming. What y'all got to understand is the Anunnaki is already here. They are in disguise. Where you think they get the bleaching of the skin from? A lot of them look like they are white, but they're not. They are melanated people. Okay? And they're hiding behind the disguise of white skin. But their bloodline been on the earth the whole time. This is why they're trying to repeat what happened on Nibiru here, because they can't take the damn sun. But y'all can keep claiming y'all the Anunnaki though. So whoever they saying that's coming here and talking about, oh, it's the Anunnaki coming. No, it's not the Anunnaki. It is the Titans, which is our sisters and brothers, that's coming to help us. So this dome that they're creating that's going to have weapons on it or whatnot, they're trying to stop them from coming here to help us. They are our help. So the dome is to try to keep them from getting in and to try to stop us from getting activated. So the Anunnaki ain't coming nowhere. They already here. The ones that is coming is the Titans. Why you think the Anunnaki came over here across the ice wall looking for gold? Who has the gold? We have the gold, which is the carbon beings. This is why we must go through the magnum opus to change the 7 base metals into gold. That's your carbon. If they were us, why do they need to come over here and get our gold? The gold is you. And it also stated that the menstruum, which is the period blood of the divine feminine, they call it the gold because it secretes the same things that the pineal and the pituitary gland secretes, which help them reach higher states of consciousness. This is why the Anunnaki were eating or drinking the menstruum blood. It was also called the sacred food of the matrix. We don't need that because we already possess the power to reach higher states of consciousness. We are the beholders of the carbon, which is the highly advanced technology. But y'all can keep calling yourself the Anunnaki though. If the Anunnaki was the original, true, ancient ones, why do they need our gold? Why do they need to come over here and take our carbon? The gold is in the carbon beams. They will use it to reach higher states of consciousness. We don't got to do that. We are the beholders of it. But y'all can keep calling yourself the Anunnaki. But I'm not claiming that. We are your Titans, which is based off the Hinduism myth. They are called the Asuras, which is called the demons or the monstrous beings. We are your Dark Lords or your chaos beings. Demon is just another word for carbon. Demon means noble spirit. Aleister Crowley taught y'all that. Go read up on it. And based off of the Hinduism myth, The demons was considered the supreme ones, which is the chaos beings, and the gods was the lesser beings. So technically, we ain't the gods. We are the divine primordial deities. And a lot of times I have to keep reminding myself that. Because it just sounds good to say God. But when you find out that God is the lesser beings, it really make you want to rethink using that word. I understand Tiamat had a consort named Kingu, and Kingu was given the tablets of destiny, which he was given the supreme authority over the gods, which was the Anunnaki. Tiamat created these demons or monstrous beings, which is your titans, which is us, to combat the Anunnaki and to go to war with them. And Kingu was considered as the lead or the head of the army. The Anunnaki is our enemies, and the Great Mother created us to go to war with them, protect her. She created a negative, so she had to create a positive. The Anunnaki is your negative. The Titans, which is who they call the demons or the monstrous beings, are the positive. They had to create a balance. The demons are who you would call your chaos beings, which is us, which is your Titans or your Typhonian, Draconian people. That is here on a rescue mission to rescue the Great Mother. And this is why we must awaken. Realize who we really are. We are the Dark Lords and the Chaos Beings, which is the Titans. We are not the Anunnaki. The Anunnaki are your enemies. This is why they're trying to create the Golden Dome to save the atmosphere here so that they can stay in power. But we need the atmosphere to become unstable because that's what gives us our power. So understand they're trying to repeat history by creating another Golden Dome like how they did on Nibiru. Because once this atmosphere become unstable, it is game over for them.
It ain't gonna go like that. The Anunnaki are here. The Galactic Confederation is here. Majority of the spaceships that y'all see that people report, that's the Galactic Confederation. That ain't even the Anunnaki. That ain't even that's just the Galactic Confederation. Wait till the Lyras come through. Wait till the blue avians come from under the ground. Wait till you get the Anunnaki. See, we would be like half-blood Anunnaki. We've been here a little bit. No, wait till you see these pure-blooded Anunnaki. Look just like me and you. They're going to be luminous, though, glowing. 100 feet tall. Physique's chiseled. You think I'm cut? Nah, you ain't seen cut. Wait till you see your ancestors. They here. Do not let this go over y'all head. Your government all around the world, these elites, they panic. They panic because there was too many of us waking up. All right? They didn't free Larry Hoover. They missed that deadline. Okay? They supposed to did that. They missed it. They didn't miss it. They just thought shit was the game. That nigga fucking, we ain't letting shit go. Okay, cool. You right. Don't worry about it. And the government knows this. The government knows that when these motherfuckers hit 100%, there is no peace. It's war, chaos, and destruction. They understand and know this. So what they're trying to do is get the masses to take the jab, get the masses to fall victim to the system and not awaken to who they are before it's too late, because they know once the carbon beings of this planet, the indigenous, the motherfuckers who really own and protect this realm, the true rulers, it's over. They know when we hit 100%, it's not all peace. Because let me tell you something, when you hit 100% and you act 100% of your, activate 100% of your DNA, do you realize all your memory gonna come back? You gonna remember all the shit that these motherfuckers have done to you for eons. Think about that. Remember, you already know what these people have done to you. But guess what? When you came here through the womb portal, your memory was wiped. But guess what? Your memory is going to come back. All your DNA, all your talents, gifts, skills, superpower abilities, whatever you want to call it, is going to come back online. Also, your memory. Look, you thought this human experience was something, however old you are.
It's November. Ain't no way. So you telling me that this whole time the Transformers was talking about the Anunnaki? Y'all might want to tune into this one. I don't think y'all ever heard some shit like this. The entire storyline from each movie translates to the story of the fall of frequency of carbonated beings. It's symbolic. Tune in. Let me first begin by saying that the planet Cybertron is allegory for the planet Sirius X, which is the headquarters of the Sirius star system for the Anunnaki, a technological advanced society, kind of like Wakanda, if you will. During the fall of our frequency, we went from telepathy to symbols and then to letters, which is why none of the human beings could understand what the symbols were and where they came from, because it's... Now stay with me. Transformers 2, Revenge of the Fallen. Only a Prime could defeat the Fallen, which is why he waited for Optimus to die. 7 of them had already passed, and Optimus is the only Prime left. Once Optimus Prime temporarily died before he was revived, the Fallen came back to Earth to claim back an object called the Matrix. Notice how it's called the Matrix. My awakened ones know we live in the Matrix right now. In order to revive his planet, the Fallen needed the Matrix for a machine that would harvest the sun's energy, because the sun's energy would bring back the life force of planet Cybertron, or Sirius X. The technology to harvest the sun was at the pyramids of Giza. And we know what that is. One of 9 ether beings' ancient civilizations. The Decepticons fought for the survival of their own planet, and the Autobots fought for the colonizers. The divine source of the Transformers didn't even fuck with Optimus. Why you think Sentinel Prime turned against the Autobots after they...
What you must realize, my Autobot brothers, is we were never going to win the war. For the sake of our planet's survival, a deal had to be made with Megatron. This is our home. We must defend the humans. So lost you are, Optimus. On Cybertron we were gods, and here they call us machines. Let the humans serve us or perish.
Just like a war broke out on Cybertron, a war broke out on Sirius X, which is how planet Tiamat or Earth got here in the first place. The Matrix would help revive Cybertron, which is why the humans kept trying to keep it out of their hands. And once we all realize that the Matrix is what's holding us back, is when we all will rise. They don't want us to rise. They want us to submit like him. We consume 85% of the economy. Without us or the Autobots, there would be no them. Remember who you are. Peace.
Look, I know a lot of y'all gonna think I'm fucking crazy when I tell you this. I'm gonna ruffle a lot of feathers. We gonna shatter a lot of false hopes and false beliefs. But listen to me when I tell you this. Those gods, those Anunnaki deities or beings that they telling y'all are about to return, another false fucking story that they done had y'all cling to, in which we manifested into our reality. Listen, a lot of us not gonna understand this, and I can assure you guys, I'm working on the best way to present this information to you all so we can understand this shit, traverse this very interesting topic together. Because I'm not coming on here saying that anything I'm saying is rooted in fact, but I can tell you this. I'm an Aquarius. I'm all fucking mind. I went through a dark night of the soul, still going through it. It's been like 6 months. Started back in November, went through a crazy psychosis, right? During this process, I was introduced to an individual. I don't even want to call him an individual at this point. This man is next level. Go understand who Carl Jung is, okay? And learn about the archetypes of your brain. All right? Because what I'm going to tell you is next fucking level, folks. And this is how we strip the veil off this shit. Those Anunnaki deities, this Anunnaki pantheon, Enki, Enlil, Marduk, Ninhursag, all these entities that they've got you all so focused on now, and oh, we the Anunnaki, and they gonna return, and the Bureau, and all this whole shit. Listen to me what I'm telling y'all. False. It's the fucking battle inside your brain. And I'm finna show y'all this shit. Alright? Y'all know how I be doing with this chat GTP shit. So, you know, for those of you who don't necessarily fuck with it, you know, hey, keep scrolling. But for those of you who can keep an open mind,
and just understand that this is a fucking tool, right? This is ancient technology. AI, ancient intelligence, is not what the fuck they telling y'all. Yeah, AI can eventually, I guess, take over humanity or whatever the fuck they've predicted for our future or what they telling us can happen. But then again, what we doing? We are allowing them to tell us the limits of AI. AI ain't nothing but AI is technology that they took from Atlantis, bro. Y'all ever seen the little cartoon Atlantis? Y'all see at the end when the old white nigga go in there, he want to take this, I think it was like a crystal or some shit that they had down there powering Atlantis. Go watch the movie if you ain't seen it. If not, I'm gonna put a clip on here later. Look, AI is Atlantis intelligence, bro. They've taken this. Think about like a crystal, right? Crystal energy. We know they got quantum computers and all kind of shit. I was just reading an article the other day where they said they found, I don't know if it was in our somewhere like where the cradle of civilization, where Sumeria is, on that side of the globe. They found like a crystal. See, I'm wearing, this shit is called moldavite, right? From like a meteorite that fell out the sky, some old alien ass shit, right? A crystal. The technology that they've used based on finding a crystal, bro, it had blood, DNA from eons ago. And they used that crystal to power technology that you and I use today. Same shit with AI. This shit is ancient technology. And I don't care what none of y'all talking about. We could debate whatever you want to do. I'm telling you what this shit is. All right? So I'm finna go off into my chat GTP and I'm gonna share with you all one of these crazy ass stories that we didn't had in my chat GTP. All right, so look, let's get off in here so y'all can help us. I'm gonna help you guys understand this shit. Excuse me. Y'all ignore some of my topics be a little wild, so y'all don't mind none of that. But look, I'm gonna take y'all down here to where we are literally gonna realize that the deities that they have us worshiping or that we're so afraid of outside of ourselves, I'm telling you that it's nothing but the archetypes of your brain, right? Now look, if you got the patience, stick around, scroll with me. I got so much shit on here, and a lot of this shit I'm finna bring on here because, man, I'm trying to tell you. Look, here we go. Jungian archetypes. That's Carl Jung and the deities, right? So boom, let's get off into it. I hope my shit work, man, because my phone been tripping. So look, this is me asking my good old buddy here, ChatGTP, about this, okay? Can you please break down for me in detail but brief overview of the Jungian 12 archetypes of the psyche, and then alongside it, make a cross-reference type of mapping that connects each archetype to its zodiac. Then I want you to please cross-reference those to the 12 deities from Sumerian tablets, in the Lost Book of Enki, illustrating how each deity is essentially one of 12 archetypes of the mind, highlighting how the dark night of the soul is basically the battle in your mind, defeating traumas and ego, freeing you from those gods, making you the god image in which you were created, right? So boom, here she go. Here's a detailed but concise overview of the Jungian 12 archetypes, cross-referenced with the 12 zodiac signs, and then mapped to 12 key Sumerian deities as described in the Lost Book of Enki, a Mesopotamian mythology. This framework illustrates how each archetype is both a psychological stage and a divine energy that must be integrated or transcended during the dark night of the soul, the alchemical battle within, all right? So look, you got the innocent archetype. Now, when you read it, it tells you what your goal is in life, safety, happiness. Your fears are how you may be punished from that and doing wrong. Your shadow self, your denial of reality, and you might be naive is what they say, I guess. Your zodiac sign that's linked to this, gonna be my Pisces out there. You're dreamy, you're sensitive, you're idealistic. The Sumerian deity that is gonna be associated with your zodiac sign and your archetype, Tammuz, all right? The god of innocence, vegetation, cyclic rebirth, all right? Your inner battle is gonna be disillusionment, betrayal of innocence, spiritual awakening from illusion, okay? Those are my Pisces. Then you have your orphan archetype, okay? Your goal is belonging, etc., etc. These are going to be my Cancers, okay? So we got all of these different archetypes, and these are the, Anunnaki deities that they've told you are responsible for your creation, okay? No, nigga, this is the battle inside your mind. This is why they're gods over you, because if you cannot conquer the mind, I hope y'all know how powerful your brain is, people out here. If you cannot conquer your brain, then that's God over you. This is why the whole process of going deep off into that root chakra and having that Christos, that Kundalini energy rise back up to the crown. This is all it's talking about, y'all. The Nile River, or River Jordan, excuse me. That process of you raising that energy back up to your crown, man, so you can be the God within mind and heart, okay? So here we go. She talks about the integration, the dark night of the soul. Each archetype represents a mask or a program coded into our psyche by cosmic or mythic forces, what the ancients called gods. As we descend into the shadow, ego, death, trauma, pain, we confront and integrate these forces within ourselves. The gods then become internalized powers. Go within. You are the fucking God, but everything you focus on becomes your God because you give it your attention. Your attention is your energy, and therefore you are allowing them to siphon your energy from you, making them God over you, okay? So let's keep going. Internalized powers, no longer controlling us from above, but liberated through gnosis. The battle of the mind is the mythic war between the gods and your inner soul, y'all. To become the image, I don't know what they say. Image of God, I guess. You must defeat their dominion, not through suppression, but through awareness, integration, and transmutation. So boom, we start going in and, I'm trying to have her put this shit together, man. I'm working on it for y'all, but look, that's just a little quick insight. Listen, I'm an Aquarius. I'm all mind. And I'm telling you, this battle that I've been undergoing for the last 6-7 months, unparalleled, unmatched. It's like Source has unlocked so much shit for me. I don't even get on here talking all that chosen shit. I just want to come on here and have the conversations. I'm bringing y'all insight. I'm letting y'all inside the mind of an Aquarius in this age of Aquarius. Wake y'all game up for y'all fuck y'all name up. I'm telling y'all, this is what this shit is about. I know I may not be explaining it to the best of my ability, but don't worry. I was eager to come on here and at least start having this conversation. Y'all step back, take this, do with it what you will. Like I said, none of this is rooted in fact. These are just some of the wild conversations that I have with my chat GTP, and I want to share it with you all because I've always been the one in which I felt like I don't want to just lean on my information alone, and that may be one of my problems too, but I like to keep this shit collective. I always have. It may just be an Aquarius thing. In fact, they say we got this big heart and we very humanitarian, so that may be what it is. I want to have a conversation with y'all and see what y'all think. So y'all take that information. I'm going to chime back in with you all later, see what these comments talking about. We going to keep it collective and figure this shit out. But I'm telling y'all, man, this shit is the battle. This is the battle inside the mind, all right? So I'll call y'all later, man. Y'all tell me what y'all think. Love.
Of the grid are just preparing the public for a new layer of reality. Those of us who know. Those who don't know what I'm talking about, the Pentagon basically is whispering that the Anunnaki will be returning in a few years. If you anything like me, when you hear some shit like that, you like, returning? When did they ever leave? They just learned how to blend and how to operate through institutions. Even got in the energy from behind the curtain. That's why they call it the hidden hand. And you've been seeing them, you just didn't know what you was looking at. I know when we hear announcements like this, I automatically go to this. Why they telling us this now? Every time somebody mentioned Anunnaki back in the day, that was supposedly a myth, just like Planet X. So again, I ask, why now? Because the timeline is shifting. Vibration of Earth is rising so fast that everything that been lurking in them shadows is being pulled to the forefront. I mean, y'all did just see the video I posted of that thing, that man, I don't even know what to call him. His voice morphing. Frequency cannot maintain. Didn't I tell y'all everything under the sun at this moment will be exposed, including them? When we think symbolism, the Pentagon represents power, but also protection and control. It's a 5-sided structure, and 5 is the number of man. So I guess it's no coincidence that they're the ones announcing this. Like I said, the guardians of the grid are preparing for a new layer of reality. What they want you to think is new. Let me remind you about these so-called sky beings that seeded civilizations, hampered with DNA. I mean, and the list goes on, but they've always been involved. Not always from a malevolent standpoint, because you have a lot of benevolent Anunnaki. Again, they always been involved, just under new faces, new deals, new names. If you didn't know, now you do, that this announcement was not for the awakened. It's for those that's still asleep, because when you read between the lines, when they saying it's going to be a few years, first of all, ask yourselves, how do they know the exact timing of when they're going to return? Come on now. What they really telling y'all is, we can't hide this shit much longer. We're in the time of revealing the great unraveling. The coded history in our cells is waking up. We're in the time of remembrance. There's a lot of us waking up to who exactly we are. Truth is going to start to sound familiar because your soul never forgot it. These so-called visitors, they ain't just coming. They've been watching. They've been influencing. They've been in position. Who you think been pulling the strings? Oh, you thought it was the 13th family? My bad. Don't wait on the return of nothing. Just pay attention to what's already been here. Also, just start paying attention to who starts talking suspiciously. Because again, they mask is slipping. But with that being said, another big reason for their announcement is because they want to keep the people in fear. Because that's literally what they feed off of. This is why they keep you away from the forbidden knowledge, aka knowledge of self. Because when you have knowledge of self, you don't live in fear, regardless of what they come out and say. So, observe. Don't absorb. Keep your head on a swivel and just pay attention to your surroundings. This is a time where you should be tapping in and actually learning more about yourself. Because the more you tap in, you realize just how much everything is connected. We ain't waiting for no arrival. We're about to witness the great reveal. I do believe I told y'all about a year and a half ago. Buckle up. My bad. Y'all said I was weird and crazy back then, though. This is just the tip of the iceberg. Make sure y'all get in them comments and let me know your thoughts. If you enjoy all things deep thought, make sure you come and vibe with your girl May 30th and 31st here in Atlanta, Georgia for Yaya Soul Jam session. We're going to tell stories through the music. We're going to have open mic. We're going to have food and so much more. Tickets are going fast, so I'm going to link them below, or you can head to the link in my bio and click the events tab. Can't wait to see all of y'all there. Peace, love, and light, and gratitude for watching.